Okay, get ready with me for my wedding planning party as I tell you about how I invested over $10,000 in my dating coach, Anwar White, and I met my fiance and was engaged within a year.
Tell you something. If I had 10,000 USDs, I would not be paying somebody to introduce me to a man. Understand if he was introducing her to like a different network, a different tax bracket, a different scope of meals, a different class of men she normally would not meet. But on Hinge, 10,000, you know what things I could get? Oh my God.
$10,000 on a dating coach. We're going to talk about it really quickly because I am tickled. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are more upset, but it is funny. All right. I'm Ari YCH Rach Jackson. I saw Anwar's videos when he was around 20,000, 30,000 followers. And it was an issue because he said something very common sense. I cannot remember what it was, but it was common sense. And people were like dissing him. So me, I love mess. I'm like, who is this guy y'all talking about? Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. He said, nothing new, right? And I said, oh, I know what this is. This is one of those, you don't like hearing the truth from a woman as a woman, so you go to a man and he tell you the same thing. And that man making his hustle off of that, so crazy. I get it. At one point of the video, the woman talking about Anwar, he specializes in high earning women and just how they date. Yeah, because you finna pay that $10,000. Duh, of course he specializes in high earning women. What you mean? You his pocket. That part was funny. Like, again, I'm sorry. This situation is funny. You got online, told your story. People gonna talk about it, right? When she said she met her fiance on Hinge, I had to pause my video because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes when you all piece videos together, I be thinking y'all lying. So I had seen in the comments of another comment section, they're like, and of all places, she found her fiance on Hinge after paying $10,000. I say, you're lying to me. Let me go to the source. Went to the source, y'all. Went to the source, went through those 14 videos because, like, I'm doing chores around my house listening. Back up. $10,000 dating coach. He said, get on Hinge. All right. All right. Like, come on, y'all. What are we paying $10,000 for? My whole point of this video is I have not seen one piece of advice. I kid you not. And we're about to hit 1 million followers on here. Shout out him, right? It is what it is. Again, guys, this is not a matchmaker. This is a dating coach. Like a matchmaker has a pool of men that you could pull from. This dating coach said, try online dating. Get on Hinge. No, I'm not done. I'm sorry because, again, one thing I forgot to mention is that her fiance told her to make another video to be like, let these people know that I didn't know you spent $10,000. That is even crazier. You doing all this and the man don't even know. That's so interesting because when people heard the story, they just assumed it was like a matchmaking thing. No.
Let's talk about that viral 10K dating coach story that's making waves right now. This story came up on my timeline on Facebook a few days ago. I think it was 5 days ago, 4 days ago. I went and I listened to her story because the girl that got on the internet and claimed that she paid a dating coach 10K and it resulted in her finding her now fiance and they're about to get married. She has a many-part series on TikTok. I didn't watch the whole thing. I got up to part 8 because that story is so boring. Like, I really couldn't do it anymore. Okay, this is not a Risa Tisa story because I guess stories that involve trauma, those stories tend to be more entertaining. However, this woman is sharing her story about how she met her fiance and she basically paid a dating coach 10K. She invested a total of 10K. Now, I do not know if that 10K was invested upfront or if she paid that over a period of time through a series of payment. I really don't know how it happened. I do not know if she talked about it or she mentioned it, but again, I got up to part 18 and I had enough. And the reason why I want to cover this story is because there are nuances to the story. There is context lacking, and I'm here to give you all a nuanced point of view. So first of all, I am not here to knock anyone's decision to invest in themselves, and I'm not here to knock anyone's hustle. So if you think I'm going to bash the dating coach for charging 10K, I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, this person know what they are worth and they charge accordingly. We can't be mad. I think the reason why a lot of women are triggered is because it's a guy, okay? And the women in the sprinkle level up community, we don't listen to men anyways. We don't really take dating advice from men. I get why some women are triggered, but at the end of the day, this man charged what he believes that he's worth, and someone was willing to pay it. We can't get mad at someone for charging what they think they're worth for their service and for someone paying for it. Like, we literally cannot get mad. And honestly, that's the quickest way for you to repel wealth and abundance from your life. That's all I'm saying. If someone wants to spend 10K on dating support, that's their business. And in this case, that woman got real-time access, one-on-one coaching, and a high-touch support. That's a premium service right there. I guess my only issue with him charging 10K for his service is the fact that it did not include matchmaking. But other than that, she got what she paid for, okay? What we have to understand is that the coach is being paid for their time, not just their advice. Because when I heard 10K, I was like, what the hell? What's happening? What's going on here? That was my reaction at first when I saw it came up on my timeline. And I'm like, wow, you're just you're just throwing money at anything. But she explained in her videos, in the series of her videos, was that she paid for a VIP premium service. That's basically what she said. So that includes several weeks of coaching, advice, one-on-one calls, interaction, and she had 24-hour access to this man. Okay, so this man was acting like her bestie, her support system, and everything. And that is well worth 10K. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Now I see why it costs. Oh my God, come on. There is nuance definitely getting lost in the viral noise. I just want to say, and I want to highlight this, okay? And listen carefully to what I'm about to say. This woman, she did not just find a fiancé just because she spent 10K. What people are missing out here is that this woman is a successful woman. This woman is very successful. I think she said she's a CEO or something like that in one of her videos, because again, this woman is boring, okay? And again, there's nothing wrong with being boring. This is a vanilla woman looking for a vanilla relationship, and she found the right coach, okay? But again, I'm going to get to the nuance here. She's a successful woman and she's a financially secure woman who already had certain doors open to her. Before she even signed up to that program, she already had doors to her. Her likelihood of getting married was already high, simply because she is successful. In a previous video, I mentioned that I basically talk about how men are very much aware of class and status. And that is very important to men when they are choosing a partner. And for the women that do not believe this or cannot see this, you are delusional. She already had the cards stacked in her favor way before she even signed up to that coaching program. Because wealth, success, and access, it matters. It matters in dating. And we cannot ignore that. I'm sorry, we cannot ignore that. You have to deprogram your mind from the fairy tale narratives. A lot of women are living in a fantasy and living in a fairy tale and sitting around waiting for a guy with a lot of money to come and save them and upgrade their lifestyle. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you that's not going to happen. And if it does happen, it's very, very rare. Men are not coming to upgrade or level up your lifestyle. They're coming to match your lifestyle or complement your lifestyle. Because we cannot ignore the studies, and I did share those studies either on here or on my Patreon. I can't remember where I shared that studies. And ladies, if you want to invest in yourself, sign up to my Patreon. It's less than 10K. Yes, I'm shamelessly plugging myself. I don't care. And while you're at it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, studies have shown that successful women are actually more likely to marry than women who are struggling financially. So if you're struggling financially and you're poor and you're broke and you're fat and you in bad shape, or you smoke, or you got a bunch of tattoos, like all of this stuff, and then you're broke on top of it, your chances of getting married is very slim. A lot of women want marriage, but they don't want to do what it takes to attract that marriage. I know there's a movement now where girls are saying that we decenter in men and F marriage or whatnot, but let them do that. That's their personal journey and they have their free will. We still believe in marriage over here on this channel. Why are successful women more likely to get married versus their counterparts? Why? It's because their lifestyle makes them more visible and more desirable, and overall more likely to move in circles where long-term partnership is the norm. So this woman, I went to her page, and this woman is given very much middle class or upper middle class. Her mindset and everything is not like the regular bitch out there. I mean, if you go and listen to her videos, you will know. All right. She grew up in a two-parent home. Her parents both supported her. That's what I gathered from her story. Going back to what I was saying, ladies, these women are more likely to get married because of their lifestyle. And like it or not, men are drawn to status too. Men love status. Men love status actually more so than women. Men are obsessed with status and hierarchy, lifestyle, polish, ambition. It matters. Your lifestyle matters because she was already operating at a high level. That alone makes it easier to meet eligible partners. I mean, hell, this woman was able to dish out 10K, which is a lot of money for a lot of people. A lot of y'all cannot afford 10K on a dating coach, and you know it. But that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why on my Patreon, we talk about all aspects of leveling up to get you to the best version of yourself so that you attract the best. And we do talk about finances over on my Patreon, particularly in the book club. Because one of the things that I've been advocating for years was that women focus their time and energy on leveling up their financial situation and eliminating financial desperation. Because the sprinkle community will make you believe that all you have to do is be pretty and sexy and you can find a guy that is going to spend money on you and save you. And that's a fantasy. That is not real. People that are selling you this and making you think it's that easy, they do not have your best interests. So yes, this woman was already operating from a place where it was easier for her to meet eligible partners. Now, there are some things that I did not like about the coaching in particular, but he encouraged her to go and do online dating. And I don't really advocate for online dating. But regardless if you do online dating or not, if you are a successful woman, if you are a successful woman and you have money and you have a specific type of lifestyle, you will meet someone regardless if you meet them in person or online. So yes, the coach may have helped her refine her approach. I'm sure she got hella value from investing that 10K. Okay, because maybe she needed a mindset shift or to drop unhealthy patterns. That's valid. But let's not push the narrative that says spend 10K and you will get a ring. It's not that simple. Okay. And for all you know, this woman is one of those people that need to have their hand held. Some people need to be guided, and some people need their hand to be held. Some people just can't be proactive when it comes to certain aspects in their life, right? And this woman claims that she has a coach for everything. And this is what I've been saying, ladies, right? People that are wealthy people, they invest in coaches and mentors and they read books. Whereas people with a poverty mindset would look at that 10K and be like, damn, I could have done so much with that 10K, blah, blah, blah. Most people are not willing to invest in themselves. Most of your favorite YouTubers and dating coaches and stuff like that, they have programs that they sell. And the people that are serious about getting their life together are the ones that are willing to invest. Those are the people that are serious. And a lot of women in the community that I've built, a lot of women from my Facebook groups and everything like that, a lot of those women have gotten married and some of them are currently engaged right now. And they did not have to invest 10K, but they still had to invest. So, Hearing the story, it makes me realize that, you know what, I need to raise my prices. I need to raise my prices because what? 10K? So, we need to talk about the ecosystem behind success stories and not just the headlines. And that's why I'm here and I will always do that. When we ignore context, we basically are setting ourselves up for false hope and disappointment. So you can invest in a coach and acknowledge the other privileges that contribute to your outcome because both can be true. And I feel like this is what is missing. And I feel like a lot of people didn't realize that this is someone that can actually afford to invest 10K and it's not going to bankrupt her. Okay, because the 10K, what people are reacting to is the dollar amount, not the full picture. Because $10,000, it sounds outrageous, right? It sounds outrageous to many. But we have to acknowledge that she did not just pay for dating advice. This woman paid for someone to hold her hand and guide her and carry her through till the end. All right, what she paid for was personalized access and support and time, which is premium service because there's only so much you can get from watching someone's YouTube video or watching a short TikTok. If you have someone guiding you and holding you accountable, you are more likely to get to your goal faster. And that's a fact. So it does make the cost more understandable, even though it's still out of reach for most people. The real reason why I even covered this story is because I just wanted to clear up some of the misleading narrative. The whole framing of the story makes it seem like she bought a man when in reality she invested in herself and already had a certain foundational advantages. Okay, she had foundational advantages. She had financial security. She had a desirable lifestyle and more than likely has access to high value environment. This woman would have gotten married regardless. She would have found someone regardless. If not married, she would have been able to, at least attract a man that was willing to be in a relationship with her. Simply because of her lifestyle, because she talked about being in a relationship for 13 years. So I do not know what that was about. And she basically said that she never knew how to date. She never learned how to date. So I get it. I get it. So, the coaching may have helped refine her approach and perhaps unblock some emotional patterns. But it's not the main thing. It's not the only thing that's responsible for her engagement because no amount of coaching and no amount of money you spend on a coach is going to guarantee results. Why is that? It's because you have to meet your coach halfway. You have to be willing to do the work. A lot of people will invest. Like I can't tell you all how many times, right? That I would book a consultation. People will come, message me, come in my DM, ask for a consultation. We make the arrangements for the consultation, and I'm sitting there waiting for this person to show up, and they don't show up, and now we have to now we have to reschedule. So at the end of the day, ladies, we have to always remember to look at look at the bigger picture, and don't just get carried away by the headlines, because no matter what people say, facts are facts. Wealthy, successful women have better dating and marriage outcomes than poor women. And it's not because of the coaching that they can afford, but because of their lifestyle that they already live in. And I'm going to keep saying that over and over until I get it through your thick skulls. The lifestyle itself is magnetic. It opens doors. It attracts higher quality partners. And it allows them to move in circles where marriage is more likely. All right? This is not about, oh, I just need to pay 10K and I'm going to meet my fiance or whatnot. In the grand scheme of things, the 10K doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. It's going to matter to someone that can't afford 10K. All right? So yeah, I'm not going to lie. At first, when I heard the story, when the story dropped, I was like, 10K? Because I thought I was under the impression that she paid 10K for just one coaching session, but it was a coaching program that went on for several weeks, paying for this person's time and energy. Imagine, how much would you pay to have Shira personally coach you? And you can send her text messages and she's replying, and you can send her messages at any time. Like, how much would you pay for that? I paid for a consultation, a 30-minute consultation from Shira years ago. And it was the best $50 I spent because that consultation saved my marriage. That $50 that I paid Shira back in 2018, that saved my marriage. Now Shira is so big now, she doesn't even do consultations anymore because she's not willing to give that much of her time and energy because she already does that in other ways. And dealing with people that need to have their hand held all the time, people that are not sure of themselves, it can be draining. So I see why people charge that kind of money. Like I really see it now. Those are my thoughts on this situation. I'm not mad at anyone here. Everybody got what they wanted. She got the result that she wanted. And I hope that marriage lasts. That's literally all that I have to say. Thanks for listening.